Hey everybody, it's Jillian. So I am writing my next section about biochemistry, and I'm telling you what, I had to take like different pieces of information from different sections of prior writing, thinking I was going to compose it in one way, and now it's going to go in a different way. And I'm piecing it together so you understand that biochemistry actually is energy. And so last night when I posted about when a person lifts weights or when they do things to their body to create some kind of feeling or whatever, they're actually triggering specific sensors in the body to conjure up some kind of energy that then turns into some kind of substance that then needs to be released in some way. And so biochemistry is nothing more than it's just energy. And like when I'm watching I was watching last night on Netflix, it's called Felon, and it's like it's a prison movie, and it shows these guys that have to survive in a very Darwinian type of circumstance of where it's like kill or be killed. And so these guys are like working out, they're pumping so much aggressive energy into their muscles, and then they channel that energy that is being like held into their muscles into them fighting, and then they also learn the techniques of fighting and all the different deadly ways to kill somebody. And so that's how you create like the ultimate fighting champion, is where you are purposely pumping up energy into your muscular system. And so I'm going to be writing about that. What the biochemistry is fatty acid, amino acid, prohormones, and minerals. And all the hormones are then what is the energy behind every mechanism in your 11 different systems. And all the food supply codes to those hormones to then give it more of the substance, the form to the different parts of your body, like walnuts and pecans. They're they're shaped like a brain. Well, it's brain food. It's protein. Okay, protein is brain food. The different fruits and vegetables are all coded to specific things, and the different colors of the vegetables and stuff are coded to specific things in your body. And it's like every single piece of food, every single element in your environment, every single anything, even the different viruses that you're exposed to, they all are part of the biochemistry, which is energy. And then the trinity of the microbiome, the viruses, are the ones that actually bring the form and the intelligence to the energy of the biochemistry. And so how am I going to say this? Like, biochemistry is energy, and it is run by the intelligence of the viruses. Okay? And so, yeah, when you get exposed to an aggressive virus, it's going to change your biochemistry. It's going to have you hawk up stuff. Yes, you see the excess being hawked up and being brought to surface if you haven't actually running like a well-running body from the viruses. But during the time that the virus is actually taking hold of your different DNA and everything, within your telomeres, okay, the feeling of hot and feeling of all the different feelings when you are exposed to a new variant of evolution, that's all the body finally adapting to your environment. And so, yeah, like yesterday, last night, my biochemistry, which is energy, was definitely bringing forth all the extra stuff. And so I have like obviously very strong diaphragm and strong coughing muscles and stuff like that, and strong excretory muscles, I guess, to release the excess. And so yeah, when people are running, when they're doing all the different running and they're in the gym, on the different exercise machines, they're trying to build up energy within their muscles to try to then have this inflated sense of strength. Which, okay, I get, yeah, people when they go and do the Olympics, that's what the Olympics are, is basically inflating your muscles, pumping and dumping. That's what the Olympics is pumping and dumping. No different than Wall Street when they're trying to inflate a stock price. They pump it and pump it and pump it and embellish about it and promote it and all this other stuff, and then people buy it, and then the stock price gets so high, and then they dump it. And that's how people get rich, is they pump and dump. And so when you're working out and you're doing all that stuff, yeah, you're pumping, but then you're also dumping. But are you actually getting benefit? I mean, are you really getting the benefit? And maybe you might for a minute. You could be dumping baby batter and getting pregnant, Hey, good morning, Mehmet. You could be dumping a bunch of stuff. And so pump and dump with biochemistry is like wasting your resources. Okay. And so that's why it's imperative that at this point, if you're going to strengthen your muscles, strengthen your excretory, flex your cellular muscles. So that way your body can be able to involuntarily and voluntary do what it's supposed to do. And the intelligence from the viruses are going to then direct what your biochemistry should be doing. So is that the jilly juice? No, that's not. That's actually coffee. But keep things to a chill, okay, Mehmet? I like people that are involved with J juice, but here's the thing I want you to get. Do the J juice. Just do it. Do the J juice, and you feel the symptoms. Actually start it and do it. I'm telling you, I have a lot of people that do follow me, and they say they're fans. Okay, great. But here's the thing, Mehmet. The way that you're going to understand J juice is if you actually do it. Don't use me to sell you. Okay, I don't want to sell you on J juice. The thing about J juice is not something that that you theoretically and intellectualize. It's something that you actually do. There's a lot of information that's on my pin post and everywhere else that at some point you will actually understand where I'm coming from on a more personal level. And I don't want to entertain anyone. I'm here for giving you guys information. So that way it'll give you enough of the impetus to do it yourself. And then you report on it. And then you give other people hope in your world. Okay? Because I don't want to be anyone's guru. And sometimes I feel like that's how I come off to some people, is that I'm like their guru, their new teacher, or whatever. And I don't want to be that. What I want to be for people is to understand that their biochemistry is energy. Their biochemistry is in the process of evolution. Their biochemistry is what is going to carry them through if it's being triggered correctly. And if you understand the mechanisms of your biochemistry, that it is basically all gases and matter and acids and electrical impulses, and that you have to feel pain. There are going to be so many variants out there that you're going to have to deal with. And then what people do is they ride on the antibiotics. They ride and rely on getting their organs taken out. They rely and ride on all the different holistic remedies, of which then depletes their essence, their life force. It dims their light. And we're not just light, we're also substance behind the light. But you have to understand that the jilly juice is the energy. The jilly juice is the energy that gets things moving, but too much energy will then deplete you too. So you have to balance out with eating all the food, whether it's meat, milk, cheese, eggs, proteins, complete proteins, tofu, carbs, donuts, everything. Because I'll tell you what, I'm in an environment that is so aggressive. Okay? That, the strong who have the bodies, they're built like brick shit houses out here because they already were primed. I mean, here in Ohio, people here are built like holy crap. Yeah, they might work out a little bit, but they've been raised on corn. They've been raised on meat. They've been raised on potatoes. They weren't raised on organic and vegetarian, vegan, where there's nothing to them. So here in Ohio, people can handle the environment. And here I am going like, holy crap, I got to actually adapt to the level of my environment. And so I'm adapting to the level of my environment. My husband hardly feels anything because he's pretty much relatively adapted, but he's aging too. So that will work against him down the road, but he's not going to suffer, too much unless he starts feeling, he feels his body breaking down, but is still able to conjure up energy to work every day. But what I'm saying is this is the thing. This is not a trendy thing. This is not a trend. This is not something that you can't sell this to people. You have to actually do it, report on it, and say, okay, I was here, and now I'm here, and this is where I'm going. and this is where I want to be. Okay? And this is going to change the way in which you think about stuff. This is going to change the way your politics. This is going to change a lot of things. And so I don't do this so I can get people to say what I want people to do. The J juice, to report on how it feels, what they're feeling, what they're doing. This is not like a fun venture. I mean, it is and it isn't. This is more like a major informational. And if you're not doing J juice, then what are you on here for? If you're not doing J juice and actually making it and taking little sips and then reporting on it, what are we doing here? Okay, this is more than just immortality. Immortality comes with work. Immortality comes with perseverance. Immortality comes with maintaining existence. Immortality is not something trendy. Believe me, nobody doing J juice is going to say this is a trendy thing. It's a fad. It'll get picked up by different people. No, the trendy stuff is stuff that it's easily accessible. It tastes good. Maybe you focus on the aesthetics. It's all about the outside and not so much on the inside, and no pain, no gain when you're working out. But I'll tell you what, when you flex your inner muscles, when men flex their inner muscles, they're going to realize that the whole working out and the whole no pain, no gain thing actually works on the inside. And if you don't do the J juice and you're all about no pain, no gain, then you're really more focused on the wrong side, which is all the muscles and all the aesthetics. And that's why men and women nowadays are aging, degrading with cancer, disease, and chronic illness. And they get lost in all the trendy shit. They go find a guru somewhere and try to follow them and then do whatever. But and then you're not doing it. Like, what is you? Then that's the thing, is that J juice is way more than just following somebody. J juice is way more than my dog. J juice is way more than anything you've ever experienced. And the only way you're going to ever experience it is not just by listening to me, but it's also actually, I have enough information, like on my pinned post, in my book, in my videos, for someone to actually make it and do it. Because there's no other way you're going to experience J juice unless you do it. Just listening to me, I could be some, who knows what. You don't know who I am from Jack. But if my information makes sense logically, as far as scientifically, because scientifically the J juice is very substantiated in science, the study of life and the study of death. The study of life is probiotics plus then the salt, which is the energizing force, plus then the pro-hormones in the cabbage and the kale, and then you have all the food supply, and then you have the energy to release the excess and the energy to retain. That should, right there, should be enough. And then understand the antibodies, the both sides, the agonist antibodies, which are not talked about too much, but that is the whole cancer thing, is agonist antibodies. But people are so at a deficit that cancer triggers because people are at a deficit in most of their body. And so one part of the body is developing faster than everything else, and so the rest of the body has to catch up, or if not, then you try to kill off the life force. So all of J juice, all of my information, however it's presented, whether it's in my current book or whether it's going to be presented in a way in my next book, which is going to be even more so my next book, I'm telling you, it's substantiation. And if you do trust my information without having to really read too much or do the videos, then just do the J juice. Do the J juice. Make it and drink it. Eat the food supply. Poop. Because I'm telling you, you can only talk about J juice and listen to me for so long. At some point, you're going to have to do it. How long are you listening to somebody? How long are you guys going to follow people? Occasionally I'll get people who I know don't follow me, and then what do? They send me occasional testimonies every couple months, because they don't see too many testimonies in the beginning of their stuff because they're dealing with stuff, and then they see the light at the end of the tunnel, and then guess what? In 3 months they're like, oh wow, I have this happen, that happened, it's so awesome. But I do my videos purely so I can hear back what I'm saying, not so much to banter back and forth. I'm not a bantering person. I don't do private messaging. I don't do this whole, I'm right now so focused. I'm so focused on getting my information out to where it is so precise. When I'm actually writing, it's so precise that you get it. But how I do that is I do the Facebook Lives. Not so I can interact with people on a continuous basis. If there's a specific question that's very relevant to the situation, great. But I don't just do this just to entertain. There's no entertainment with J juice, because I'm telling you, when you actually do the J juice, you're not going to be entertained. You're going to look for entertainment, because you're going to look for a distraction, because it's going to be fucking difficult. And Mehmet, I challenge you to actually make the J juice, because I have the video on my pin post. I challenge you to make the J juice, eat all of the food supply, whatever it is, and report on it, whether you want to send me a testimony or send me something anonymously, so that way people don't, mess with you, if that's what your issue is. And I challenge you to do it. Because let me tell you, I'm not going to sell you if you haven't been sold already to do it. All right, then keep this stuff chill, okay? Then keep this stuff chill. I need to actually work on my information. So anyways, I just want you to kind of just keep your comments chill. That's all. All right? And if you have anything to report, you should report on it. If you're drinking a cup of J juice, and you bought the book, send me the receipt and report on your results. Okay? But I have a lot of followers, but I don't have a lot of people that actually report on their situation. I've got a few. But the bantering back and forth, it needs to just chill out. And I want some real hard data, because if you want to be part of this whole moving humanity forward, you got to release some data. If you have nothing to release, then don't worry about it. Let me do my thing. But really, what the J juice world needs is more data for other people to understand that no matter who they are, in any socioeconomic status, in any culture, in any religion, and if they can project that they're not discriminatory, they're not trendy and part of the holistic allopathic, and they have actual real hard data for the world to understand and get, where you can filter it through me, and I can put it out there, or you say it yourself. That's what we need, is to divert the information from Big Pharma and give it to the J juice world. That's what I'm saying. Data is so important. Bantering back and forth, anybody can do that. But the real hard, true facts of what people are going through is probably the most important, especially if you are in specific situations where other people can relate to it. Okay? And no, this is not J juice. This is coffee. This is coffee. All right, I'm going to go, but I like your energy, Mehmet. I just need to kind of tone it down a bit, okay? Because people do listen to me, but if they're going to contribute, they have something that is very substantial, that goes along the lines of with what I'm doing, not so much of a distraction that I'm, going to go back and forth, because that's something that's for who knows when. But at this point, I want you to focus on you and focus on your world. And if there is something that you want to share with the world or regarding J juice that would give people an idea that this is really an amazing thing, that if it's working in your situation, it may work in their situation, and that would be really helpful. Okay, talk to you guys later. Bye.